I thought the atmosphere before the match was brilliant. As soon as the 2 goals went in, it was suddenly subdued. In fact, after the first one, to be honest. But the Geordies took over London. It was marvellous, actually. A great weekend for them, apart from the result. And I hope they're kind of buoyed by the fact that they got there in the first place. But let's talk about Erik ten Hag, because you have to give him credit, don't you?
Yeah, you're right about the atmosphere. I mean, it reminded me a little bit. I played for Sheffield United against Newcastle at Old Trafford, semi-final of the FA Cup. And one half was black and white stripes and the other half was red and white stripes. So when I seen the crowd yesterday, it reminded me of that game. But like you said, you know, they kicked off. And I don't think... I was waiting for someone to have a shot at Karius, because obviously he put him in, but it was half an hour before... Someone had to go at him.
You know what? I'm glad you brought him up, because I meant to do it this morning. Because for all of the hard work that Newcastle put in, and they did work hard, but they just couldn't finish it off, could they? For Manchester United, in that kind of classy manner that they just managed to go through the game in, Loris Karius actually pulled off a couple of really good saves in that game. And for all of the pressure that was on his shoulders, I know he let 2 in. One of them was deflected, though. I really thought he deserves a little bit of credit there as well.
Yeah, I don't think it was his fault, the goal. I think Rashford took the ball in his stride lovely, and when he's pushed it out of his feet, as a goalkeeper, you do anticipate where the ball's going to go, and Rashford was stretching, and I think he could only get it low. So he's gone to go down by the sides of his legs, so he's not getting done, and then it got a deflection and went over his shoulder. And the second goal's a free kick header. He had no chance with that, but he's done all right.
That's what I thought. I don't know what you thought yourself, guys. I think the vast majority of neutrals watching that game were just actually hoping he came through unscathed and did okay. You know, that way everybody's got a kind of soft spot after what's happened to him, and I think that was the case. You know, I think he did all right, and I heard Eddie Howe talking about him after the game, and he was obviously, you know, singing his praises and pleased with the performance. But it was a good day, Dino, I must admit. I mean, Newcastle, I was watching the videos and all that stuff. They just come down in their numbers and just took over the city. It was great to see them back.
Yeah, and apparently they cleaned up Trafalgar Square as well.
Brilliant,
after
isn't it?
That's great, yeah.
I saw some videos of them doing it. It was really nice that she go around and pick it, because they made a mess and then just decided, look, we'll pick it up as well. I'll tell you what, I would have loved to be there though. Oh my God, the videos. They just looked incredible. I was like, that's the party that we should have gone to before the match. But the match itself, look, a really good performance. They didn't have the majority of the ball, Manchester United, but they almost didn't need it, did they? They kind of do what they do best. Do you think that this now, for a team that is already on its way to potentially challenging for the title, maybe, that's a question we'll ask you later on as well, do you think this will spur them on? Once you get a bit of silverware, do you then kind of become a lot more robust and have that know-how?
Yeah, I think, you know, if you speak to Paul Scholes and Nicky Butt and people like that, Roy Keane, when you win a trophy, it makes you want to win the next one and have the same feeling of conquering against everybody. But he's got rid of some players that were just picking their wages up and going through the motions, not sprinting, sort of loping around the pitch, and he signed players like Casemiro, number one, got a good attitude, determined. Eriksen, class, proven. Martinez, the same as Casemiro, they've got that fire in their belly. Malacia's even got it in his belly. He signs Weghorst, who we know is not good enough to play for Man United, but he works as hard as anybody. Uncannily, he's one of them strikers who's 6'6" that jumps 5'9", never wins a header. 6'6", but he works hard. So the players he's brought in are actually winners and want to win. So Rashford, it rubs off on him. He starts playing better. You know, I think there's a few still to get out the door, but he's got rid of Pogba, Matic. You know, Lindelof's not playing anymore. He's doing a great job. They're on the right road. So Newcastle, though.
Also, Wan-Bissaka, for the 45 minutes that he did play, I thought looked like the old Wan-Bissaka, where you looked at him and thought, wow, with that defensively, he's just excellent. Again,
now this is a bit harsh, but who would you rather play right back alongside, Varane and Martinez, or Lindelof and Harry Maguire? So Luke Shaw looks better. That Wan-Bissaka comes into a winning team now with a winning attitude. But Casemiro's sort of rubbed off on everybody, hasn't he? He's like a warrior.
player of the match yesterday as well. Congratulations to him. Erik ten Hag, he got a little bit of stick. I think it was from Roy Keane actually, and I think it's a bit tongue in cheek because of what he said about the Brazilians in the World Cup dancing with their manager. Do you remember Richarlison and the pigeon dance and all that? He had a go yesterday at Erik ten Hag because afterwards he was celebrating with a couple of the boys. Alessandro Martinez, and I can't remember the other one who he was dancing with. Who was it?
Anthony.
And Anthony as well. Yeah. I love it. I think it's great also because he almost broke character, didn't he?
He didn't expect that from him, but you can do what you like when you've just you're about to win the League Cup, and he's got a trophy under his belt. And we spent 5 years criticising the Man United players, and now's the time to start giving them a bit of praise. They're doing great. I don't think they'll win the league, but they're on the right road. And Ed Woodward was signing players. Look what happens when you let the manager, who knows what he's doing, bring players into the club with the right character, the right determination. Comes before skill, Laura, that. You get the right characters in the building, they grind results out.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods. Monday to Wednesday mornings 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.